So that was the Joint Secretary responsible or in charge of Jammu and Kashmir giving the press briefing, viewers, and very clearly saying, please don't succumb to any kind of speculations which are unwarranted. There is no terror angle to this. In fact, it's an accidental explosion that has happened, that has triggered, and that's caused the death of 9 people, including police personnel, 1 civilian as a tailor, and there are 27 others who are injured. There's massive damage to the Nowgam police station, and some nearby buildings have also been affected. These explosive material that had been shipped or ferried from Faridabad to Nowgam or Jammu and Kashmir, Srinagar, and the Nowgam police station, because that was the central investigating hub and that's where the investigations were going on. They had been placed very securely in outside the police station. So this has happened outside the police station while the sample collection was happening. As per procedure, something has triggered an explosion, and this has led to the detonation or the explosion of most of the material that was present there, and that's why such a massive impact has been seen. Now, this is before, or this is the ammonium nitrate that's been processed. So this is clearly not just fertilizer, viewers. You would appreciate that ammonium nitrate is present in fertilizers and there is this concept of fertilizer bombs. But this ammonium nitrate was not just fertilizer. This was highly accelerated and perhaps processed to perhaps become an accelerant and turned into an explosive material. Imagine had this met with the fuel oil and an explosive device overall, with a proper detonation mechanism, the impact that could have happened had this 3 tons of material been spread across Bharat for various explosions. This is something that the security agencies have been able to thwart. It's a huge success. What has happened in Nowgam is tragic. It's an accident and it's a tragedy. There is no terror angle to it. That's what perhaps multiple times the Jammu and Kashmir DGP and also the Joint Secretary Jammu and Kashmir have now tried to underline. Anvit now joins us. He was present at the press conference. He's still at that venue. Yes, Anvit.
Anand, Joint Secretary Prashant Lokande briefed the media here on the latest developments, and he has said that it was an unfortunate accident and it was totally accidental. Any speculations thereby for any other reason that may have caused this incident are completely baseless. He has said that Nowgam police had recently cracked the case. He discussed, addressed to the case that had been cracked that emerged from the posters of jars that had been found in Nowgam, and he said that it was during the probe of this case that a huge cache of explosives was recovered. He also said that it was carefully stored. It was in open where it was stored, but he said that accidentally there was an explosion in the stored and recovered material. However, what exactly was the material and what was the chemical composition, that was not detailed upon. But he mentioned that at around 11:20 p.m. last night, there was an accidental explosion. And he also went on to detail the casualties. He said 9 people have lost their lives. Among the injured, the 27 who are injured, the people who are injured, there are 27 cops because the explosion took place within a police station. And he said that there are 2 revenue officials and rest who have been affected are civilians. He also went on to mention that this accident was completely accidental. The Nowgam police station building has been damaged, but he also said that nearby buildings have also been badly affected. He reiterated at the end that any other causes of this explosion, as being speculated, are completely baseless.
Yes, more importantly, this material, were there any follow-up questions that were entertained or that will be entertained, Anvit? Because what is this material? Why is it so highly unstable that it remains dormant when it is kept outside, stored between from 9th to 10th November till the 15th? For 4 or 5 days, a lot of this material, as it was being carted, shipped and then stored and kept there, remained stable, nothing happens. But suddenly, what triggered it? What made it unstable, and was it highly processed ammonium nitrate? These are questions that will be asked and they have to be answered. But because look at the damage to Nowgam police station. It's a big police station. It's not a small entity building. There are multiple parkings and multiple vehicles, huge number of civilians and police personnel who are there. Look at the damage that's happened. The pictures that are coming in show the extent. If the blast explosion could be heard, or the blast could be heard in a radius of 15-20 kilometers, this is huge. So something's triggered, and what rendered it unstable, and what is the nature of this substance which many thought was nothing but bags of urea, that it's exploded like this?
Yes, see, they have said that it was kept stored in open, and they've also said that it was under the expert supervision And from that amount of recovery that was made, it was being continuously sent to FSL in batches for detailed inspection. And they've also said that, however, the explosion was accidental. There are steps being taken to find out as to what exactly this chemical was. 50 follow-up questions were there, certainly. People had asked, and we also asked that what was exactly the composition of the chemicals that have been recovered. Second question was that how was all of this huge amount of cache of explosive and chemicals that were recovered was taken to Kashmir. However, those answers were not, those questions were not answered, and it was said that there will be follow-ups on these, and these all the queries will be addressed. However, in this press conference, those questions were not answered. He said that follow-up investigation is currently underway, and also it was mentioned that this was completely accidental. And regardless of speculations, he said that the experts are onto their work, while currently the focus is on the investigation of this case.
Right. Now, I think there are many questions. Is the Joint Secretary also now going to head to Jammu and Kashmir? Because the CM and the LG are heading from Jammu to Kashmir, to Srinagar. So, will the Joint Secretary also be going? Is there a high-level task force that will go from the Delhi also?
See, it is certainly expected because the other top officials will be there following this incident. And even when in Delhi incident took place, HM was there, CP Delhi was there, all the top officials and bureaucrats of Delhi had visited the spot as well as the hospital. And we are being told that top officials from Delhi also are scheduled to be in Jammu and Kashmir, and it is also likely for the JNK to be there. Now that the investigation has gone back, it started from Nowgam. It came up to Saharanpur, Lucknow, Faridabad, and now Delhi. And after Delhi, when it seems it has gone back to Nowgam, from where it began. Now, certainly, everything in the focus of this investigation are three things. One, the Nowgam, from where it started, the posters that had appeared. Second, the arrests that were made, pan-India arrests, in fact, across three states, Jammu and Kashmir, UP and Faridabad, the arrests that were made. And the third thing is that the Faridabad module that will be busted. So investigations are being done. All these incidents are being related to each other, and it's a detailed investigation, multi-investigation that is underway currently, Anand.
Right. Okay. Because a few questions that need to be answered. One, is there a joint level task force that's going to leave from Delhi also to Srinagar? Because this is not something that can be taken lightly, viewers. Material that has been stored and transported, shipped, nothing happens to that. But when the FSL team, along with the magistrate and the officials, are actually investigating and opening samples from each of these sacks or however they were stored, and then they are collecting the sample, that there is such a big explosion. Now we got news coming